Howdy folks, how are y'all doing? My name is Rees, and welcome back to Minecraft 2025, Day 2 of July. And I've had a little bit of a reconsideration here. I have decided that I will go ahead, actually, and lay the foundation for the entire island expansion, all the way out and around there. So yesterday, we did this tiny portion of it here, basically just kind of setting up for the house extension that needs to happen in the future. And I decided that, you know what, I don't even know if I really want all of this to be built up now that I've already gone through the effort of building it, because we really only need to build up this part here for the house. So what we might end up doing is we might end up chipping some of this away and kind of reframing it in the future, not right now. Right now, what I want to do is I want to build up this outline here for the future island. We're going to do that today. And then probably tomorrow, build up this section in particular up to level with this, so that we can actually start working the foundations of the big house expansion. Before doing any of that, though, I did want to say that I have been talking to Grok again, and I have convinced Grok to author another little essay for us today, this one about the origins of America, or the early days of America's foundings. So this one, I actually did double-check all of the data to make sure it was accurate. I know quite a bit about America's founding, but I just wanted to make sure all the dates were correct, and I checked a few of them, and they seemed accurate, so I charged ahead boldly, assuming the rest of it would be okay. Something else that I did, hello, is everyone fed now? Uh-oh, come here, you. Oh, man, it's too late. That one just got out there. Well, that sucks. That's a shame. That's fine. Enough of them got bred. Eventually, we'll do that, and there will be a blue one. And it'll be a glorious day. We'll see it happen. We gotta start every episode doing this process, though. I don't even know what to... Y'all keep that. I don't need it. I'm not gonna do anything with it. I'm sure one of them will eat it eventually. But yeah, I've got another little essay prepared. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll read that while we work over here. The founding of the United States of America was a pivotal moment in history, driven by a quest for liberty, self-governance, and the rejection of oppressive rule. Emerging in the late 18th century, the nation's establishment was rooted in Enlightenment ideals, colonial struggles, and a bold vision for government by the people. By the mid-1700s, the 13 colonies established under British rule had developed distinct identities, economies, and social structures. Colonists, initially loyal to the crown, grew frustrated with Britain's increasing control, particularly through taxation without representation. The Stamp Act of 1765 and the Tea Act of 1773 sparked widespread unrest, culminating in events like the Boston Tea Party in 1773, where colonists protested by dumping tea into Boston Harbor. These acts of defiance set the stage for rebellion, as colonists began to see themselves not as British subjects, but as a people entitled to self-determination. The intellectual foundation for America's founding came from Enlightenment thinkers like John Locke, whose ideas about natural rights, life, liberty, and property resonated deeply. Colonists embraced the notion that government derives legitimacy from the consent of the governed. This philosophy underpinned the First Continental Congress in 1774, where representatives from 12 colonies met to address grievances and organize resistance. By 1775, tensions escalated into armed conflict at Lexington and Concord, marking the start of the Revolutionary War. In 1776, the Second Continental Congress adopted the Declaration of Independence, primarily authored by Thomas Jefferson. This document articulated the colony's break from Britain, asserting that all men are created equal and endowed by their Creator with unalienable rights. The Declaration was not just a legal statement, but a moral one, inspiring future generations while exposing the contradictions of slavery in a nation founded on liberty. The Revolutionary War, fought from 1775 to 1783, tested the colony's resolve. Under General George Washington's leadership, the Continental Army, though underfunded and outnumbered, persevered through strategic victories and alliances, notably with France. The Treaty of Paris in 1783 ended the war, securing American independence. The founding culminated in the drafting of the U.S. Constitution in 1787, replacing the weaker Articles of Confederation. The Constitutional Convention in Philadelphia, attended by figures like James Madison and Benjamin Franklin, created a framework balancing federal and state power with checks and balances to prevent tyranny. The Bill of Rights, added in 1791, guaranteed individual freedoms, addressing concerns from anti-federalists weary of centralized power. America's founding was a radical experiment in democracy, flawed yet revolutionary. It excluded many, enslaved people, women, and Native Americans, for example, from its promises, yet these principles laid the groundwork for future struggles for equality. The courage of ordinary colonists, the vision of its leaders, and the enduring ideals of liberty continue to define the nation's identity to this day and forevermore. I might have gone a bit too far. I might have gone a little bit further than, like, I wasn't paying a whole lot of attention to the map, and I sort of overshot it. I was following sort of the layout of the shelf. Oh, it's funny looking, too. It's an odd shape. I wish I'd had the forethought to develop a particular shape, but I didn't. This kind of looks like a wonky dinosaur of some variety. Yeah, it's big, but as I was building it, and watching a Red Cow Arcade video where they're watching Suburban... Well, it's not them watching Suburban Nights, it's them reviewing Suburban Nights. Great film, by the way. Oh no! This is exactly not what I wanted to do! I wanted to sit up there and look at it from above. We gotta be cautious. There's not as much room on the other side of the portal here as I thought there was. So right over there, I carved out where one of those ruined portals was, because I thought that would be cool. Look, there's the reflection of the current portal. That's a good time. Turn this off. I was thinking, as I was doing this, that it might be cool to have this be hollow. Not just because I'm lazy, but because it would be cool if it was hollow and full of water, and it was this fake, artificial, underwater cave, which means that instead of filling it with sand, this also saves me a lot of time, instead of filling it with sand, we do a couple of layers of stone, sort of dome-shaped over it, and have the inside be full of, like, whatever glows underwater. Sea cucumbers. A lot of them. Something like that. I thought that would be really neat, and I don't know, comment down below, let me know your thoughts on the matter. But here it is. You know, we're gonna get rid of this piece here. Well, I mean, probably. Well, no, we will probably get rid of that. But now we know kind of where we need to extend the island in order to extend the house. And then something else I was thinking is we keep talking about where to move these guys, but there's so limited space over here. And then it finally hit me. I was like, wait a second. We can have an entire village over here now. And this is just a part of our, like, there's still so much more ocean. Part of me was like, this is so silly. I'm going through all of this effort to build more land when it's Minecraft. There's so much land. We don't have to live on this island. We could choose to go live anywhere else in this world. We don't have to be here. But there's a part of me that really likes... There's a part of me that really likes the idea of building this bigger island, like building up our island, and by the end of the year having it be all over here, and all over here, and all over here, like a second island, or third island, I guess, because we have the Isle of Deadpool over here, and the bigger Gilliam Island, the bigger house, the big hollow undersea feature. Also, it was very annoying to do that build without a conduit, I gotta say. Because once you get far enough out, you lose the conduit ability. So I need to head underwater real quick and see if I have any... Not underwater, that's a silly statement. Underground! And see whether or not we have an additional conduit. Ooh, we don't. So we'll need to go on some expeditions to find some buried treasure to locate some additional conduits. Because we desperately need one. And if this is going to be a big underwater cave over here... We'll just plop it down kind of in the middle of there, and that ought to cover most of it. Although because you got to remember, there's one already right over there that kind of extends a good deal of the way. So you put it kind of out in the middle there, it ought to be fine. I'm not too worried about having them all be on a grid anymore, just so long as they're all close enough and there's some overlap. It should be good, should be fine, should be having a great time. But yeah, I'm unsure. I'm unsure at this time how to progress from this point. But hopefully you enjoyed today's little essay. Like I said, I did some more research before because I couldn't remember which of the colonies did not participate in the First Continental Congress. Comment down below if you know. 3, 2, 1 was Rhode Island. They did not participate. Mostly due to concerns that a strong federal government would infringe on state sovereignty, which is silly because Rhode Island is so small it shouldn't have been allowed to be a state, should have been annexed by surrounding states. Should still happen today. In fact, if Alberta is going to be a 51st state, I say we eliminate Rhode Island. Not like nuke it, unless we have to. But I'm just saying divvy it up between surrounding states. And then instead of having to change all of our flags, Alberta can just be the 50th state again. And then we can keep all the flags we have now, and we don't have to pretend like Rhode Island ever needed to be a state to begin with. That's my position. Till next time, thank you folks for watching. God bless you, and I'll see you later. Goodbye!